Coming up on Citrus TV News, crowds of unsatisfied citizens across the country show up to their local representatives' town halls. How did politicians on Capitol Hill respond?
And Google donates over $11 million to racial justice efforts. Is this marking a new trend towards tech giants turning their attention to social movements?
And Syracuse upsets Duke in the Carrier Dome last night in a buzzer-beater showdown. Citrus TV sports reporter Chris Venzen will have more on this historic win coming up.
This is Citrus TV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Good evening and welcome to Citrus TV News live at 6. I'm Maria Cinti.
And I'm Jamie Weiss, filling in for Michael Tricarico. 12 people were arrested on Gifford Street in Syracuse yesterday after police officers found large amounts of drug in a house. The Syracuse Police Department stated they discovered 114 bags of heroin, 500 grams of marijuana, 2 loaded guns, and more than $3,000 in cash in the home. The 12 people were arrested and charged with third-degree criminal possession of marijuana, as well as misdemeanors of endangering the welfare of the child.
We are living in a time where many people are thinking about politics in the country and in the world. Reporter David Edelstein spoke with a Brandeis University freshman who includes politics in artwork, literally in a creative way.
On warmer, sunny days toward the end of winter, Juliana Shanti either wants to grab her softball glove and have a catch, or grab her art supplies and draw or paint. She says she has been doing art for as long as she can remember, as a way to relax and as a way to tell stories.
I think that images can convey ideas and concepts that are very complex or sometimes controversial, and make them accessible to lots of people.
Yet art isn't Shanti's only passion. She says she also has interests in American policy and law, and says the artistic and political sides of society often come together as one.
I think that art's important in that regard, and art has affected politics, and politics affects art. It's like part of capturing the time period you live in and the world that surrounds you.
Shanti says that she uses art as a way to spread messages about current issues happening in the country.
One way where I can expand my viewership or the conversation around an issue I think is important is by making a piece of art about it.
While some people might think that political art is just art for viewing and passing, Shanti says that political art has meanings that go to even deeper dimensions.
I'd hope that people see artwork I make and have a conversation about that issue. My goal is more to start a conversation, to talk about issues that have many facets and many different sides and things to consider.
Shanti says she hopes her art can impact change in the United States and maybe even the world. But if not, at least get a few people thinking about it.
As long as you look at the piece and sort of talk about it, my goal's been achieved.
David Edelstein, Citrus TV News.
The annual Caribbean Film Festival starts today at the Community Folk Arts Center. The festival celebrates Caribbean culture through film screenings, dance performances, and local cuisine. There will also be workshops and post-film discussions. Organizers feel this is an opportunity for West Indians to find a community in Central New York. The festival will continue through Sunday.
And Funkin' Waffles, a popular Marshall Street restaurant for SU students, closed its doors today after 10 years. Citrus TV reporter Noah Wolf covered their final days up on the Hill.
After 10 years of food, entertainment, and fame, Funkin' Waffles is closing its doors on Krause Avenue. The restaurant hosted its final open mic night yesterday, and many of the evening's performers did not mince words when describing their feelings on the joint closing down.
It's saddening to see any good place close down, especially for Big Brother to just take over and put in a great big hotel. It's very saddening because this place means so much to the kids, and to all of us as far as that goes. It's meant a lot to me even.
In its wake, Funkin' Waffles leaves great memories. From first dates, first performances, to graduation brunches, the restaurant has truly seen it all.
I mean, there's lots of cool memories in this place. I mean, we had a girl that worked in here that used to bring her dog in here when it was a puppy, and I used to, watch it for her and stuff because she couldn't do it because she was behind the counter.
Although the fun is coming to a close on South Krause Avenue, Funkin' Waffles will continue its tradition of good food and good music on South Clinton Street in downtown Syracuse.
I think we're actually gonna be pretty big. We are opening up a new venue in Rochester, but that's not, we don't have to stop there. So I think we're gonna do quite well.
Although the restaurant is moving on, a little piece of Funkin' Waffles will always be on the hill, never to be forgotten. Noah Wolf, Citrus TV.
Well, it was a crowded day on the quad with temperatures in the 60s.
It definitely was, Maria. Jack Watson is here to tell us about this beautiful day. Jack?
That's right, guys. It's been an absolutely beautiful last couple of days. We beat Duke yesterday, and it seems like they brought some of that southern weather that they enjoy so much. Checking in at about 60 degrees right now, spring-like conditions defining the entire day with winds coming out of the west at around 10 miles per hour. But will these conditions last? Find out on my full forecast when Citrus TV News Live at 6 returns, guys.
And coming up, the Conservative Political Action Conference entered its second day. Which significant party members spoke at the event?
And Iraqi forces capture the airport in Mosul. How does this affect the fight for the city? We'll have more after the break.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent. We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Every time I hear the alarm bell go off in school, I think it's an air raid.
A lot of houses in our neighborhood have been destroyed. I like to close my ears and sing songs whenever the bombs come close.
I'm worried our new neighbors won't like us.
But I know it's all gonna be worth it. I just want my family to be safe. But these are not my words.
These are not my words.
These are not my words.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Angry crowds of citizens across the country have shown up at their local representatives' town halls this week to protest dramatic changes in the government.
Conservative politicians have had to answer questions from concerned voters over President Trump's agenda. Some of the concerns raised include health care and immigration.
The White House claimed that many protesters were paid to show up. Representative Leonard Lance of New Jersey voiced his disagreements today.
Those who were at my town hall meeting last night were not paid, and if the White House believes that many of those at town hall meetings have been paid, I think that that is an inaccurate statement, and I indicated last night at my town hall meeting that these were constituents in the district I serve, and they were there to indicate their positions on various public issues, and I was there to listen to them.
Have erupted outside the White House following President Trump's decision to revoke federal protection for transgender students.
The Obama-era rule required schools to allow students to use the bathroom of their choice. It also expanded discrimination protections to include gender identity. The White House argues that this decision should be left up to the states.
Protesters say withdrawing protections endanger students' rights. The Supreme Court will be hearing a case on the matter in the near future.
And today marks the second day of the 2017 Annual Conservative Political Action Conference.
Several big names in the Trump administration spoke today. Kellyanne Conway kicked off the morning, followed by Ted Cruz and Betsy DeVos. Steve Bannon and Reince Priebus spoke together, arguing they are allies, not rivals in the White House.
Today's panel covered everything from Russia to social media. President Trump is scheduled to speak again tomorrow morning. And hundreds are protesting in Anaheim today over alleged police misconduct.
Protests were sparked by a now viral video depicting an off-duty officer firing his weapon during a scuffle with a 13-year-old boy. The video shows the unnamed officer in physical confrontation with a teenager and several other young persons, culminating with the drawing and firing of his weapon.
No one was killed or injured in the incident, and the officer's actions are currently under review.
And speaking of President Trump, he has planned to pledge 12 CEOs of major American corporations that he will bring millions of jobs back to the United States.
Participants included CEOs for GE, Merck, and Campbell Soup. Trump is expected to announce a series of proposals about the tax code and infrastructure that would affect their companies.
This is one of several meetings Trump and his administration has had ahead of the announcements. And Iraqi forces have captured the Mosul City airport as part of the multi-pronged effort to drive Islamic State forces out of the Iraqi city.
Iraqi forces stormed the airport Thursday morning and purged ISIS fighters from just over half of the airport's buildings.
In a separate operation, Iraqi special forces launched an assault on the Ghazlani military base neighboring the airport.
Secretary of State Rex Tillerson of Homeland Security and Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly are in Mexico today to meet with Mexican President Enrique Nieto.
According to Mexican officials, the focus of the meeting will be on new U.S. immigration policy, which seeks to strengthen the pre-existing deportation laws.
Tillerson and Kelly will be looking to ease concerns expressed by Mexican officials for the new Trump administration and recently passed legislation.
The Pope has strong words for Christians during a sermon in Rome today.
Pope Francis said that it would be better to be atheist than to be a greedy Christian. He continued by saying those who exploit others outrage the church.
This is not the first time Pope Francis has called out greed. In a sermon last year, he preached against Christians who seem devout but do nothing to help others.
CitrusTV Weather Center. This is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Well, guys, I am proud to say that today we set a record. Just under 70 degrees with spring-like sun today. But how long will it last? We'll find out more about that in the future in our weather forecast. As we can see here, 69 degrees today. The previous record was 67 degrees in 1984. Now let's take a look at your highs across the country. Business as usual here in Denver, but out here in the East Coast, New York 63 degrees and Washington 74, just underneath Miami down here in 75. And it's very special because as we can see, Los Angeles at 52 is even lower than we were here in Syracuse. How often does that happen? I would assume not too often. Now we take a look at our current temperatures here. Syracuse 60 degrees, Rome 59, and up there in Fulton 56, down in Ithaca 59 as well, and Binghamton 62. Now looking at our future radar, in the overnight hours we're going to be all right, but in the early morning hours we're taking a look at this big development that's going to come over the lake and into our area. That's going to continue into the early morning and late morning hours. As we can see with tonight's forecast, 42 degrees our low, and the chance of late night rain we talked about earlier, it's going to continue into the morning, potentially affecting commuters. We're taking a look at our Friday day planner now, 9 a.m. when you're getting up for classes, 49 degrees, and it only gets warmer from there, 58 degrees noon, and 6 p.m., 60 degrees. Some AM rain, but cherish the high temperatures because as we can see with our CitrusTV 5-day forecast, that's not going to last very long. Saturday 63, but a sharp decline on Sunday as we can see, 38 degrees, but Monday we're back into the 40s and almost getting to 50 on Tuesday. 41 degrees, the low temperature for that day, guys.
Now, Jack, it's been such a beautiful week, and I'm sure many other people like myself are wondering, when is it going to go back down into like the 20s?
Into like the 30s and 20s, that's going to be late next week. That's when I would expect that to happen, guys.
All right, well, what about, is there going to be any more snow?
Snow's probably going to return in March because, as the old saying goes, in like a lion, out like a lamb.
Well, unfortunately, we'll have to look forward to it. Thank you so much, Jack. And coming up on Citrus TV, Sargento recalls more products today after they're contaminated with listeria. How does this affect the company going forward?
And the ride-sharing app Lyft expands into 50 new cities. How does this affect their rivalry with Uber? We'll have more coming up.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees.
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it,
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got, or C, show solidarity?
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the Citrus TV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at Citrus TV News, your campus news leader.
Some good news for people who may not be feeling so good. We may be one step closer to curing the common cold. Researchers have discovered how a virus of the same family as the cold replicates. The virus relies on several areas within our genes to create a code to copy itself. This system seems to be the same across all viruses in this family, and scientists are now working to find similar answers for different types of the common cold. And one of the largest cheese makers in America has recalled even more of their products. Sargento announced today they are ending their ties with the supplier and are expanding a recall on their cheeses. According to Sargento, the cut with the supplier is over a potential listeria contamination. Sargento sliced Colby, Munster, and Pepperjack cheeses have been taken off the shelves as they were packaged on the same lines as the cheeses recalled last week.
And the tech giant Google is supplying $11.5 million in grants. Organizations of Google's choice who are combating racial disparities in the criminal justice system will receive these grants. The amount doubled what Google has given in the past. The latest wave of grants are highlighting organizations that use data to target problems and propose solutions. Ride-sharing service Lyft announced on Thursday that it is expanding its services to over 50 new cities. The recent expansion is part of the company's effort to reach 100 cities by the end of the year. They are already well within reach of their goal, and if they reach it, Lyft will be operating in 300 cities nationwide. The industry rival Uber faces backlash for recent allegations of sexual harassment and discrimination within the company.
And Chris Benson is here with our Citrus TV News Sports.
That's right, and it looks like the cardiac cues are back again.
Yeah, Maria, I don't think I was the only one who almost had a heart attack last night. Coming up after the break, there's plenty of Syracuse basketball to go over. We'll have highlights from last night's Duke thriller with Duke. Stay with us.
Taking care of a family member can lead to plenty of questions. Fortunately, there's a place to get the answers, for them and for you. Find articles, tips, and tools from experts and others who have been in your place. The Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving.
This is the story of a boy who didn't talk for a long time. The boy liked things to always be the same. Any changes would scare and upset him. The unknown was an unfriendly place. The boy was very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where they couldn't get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. He wasn't trying to be mean, it just made him feel uncomfortable. Sometimes he would flap his arms again and again.
One day, I found out I have something called autism. My family got me help. Slowly, I found my voice and learned all the ways I could live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Hi, I'm Chris Benson. Here's the question. Is Syracuse versus Duke a rivalry? I'm going with not quite yet, but the Orange and the Blue Devils have only played 6 times since entering the ACC in 2013. That's a small sample size, and Duke has historic rivals elsewhere within the conference. But don't let that fool you. While matchups have been few, the games have been phenomenal. So let's take a look at how it all went down last night in the latest rendition of the kinda, sorta, maybe rivalry in the making. Grayson Allen, everyone's favorite player inside the Carrier Dome. There's the star guard transfer, John Gillen. Right ahead into the second half, freshman Jason Tatum tips it in, gives Duke a 10-point lead. He had 8 in the first half. In the second frame, John Gillen, all business from downtown. He ties it up at 54 with the 3. We've got ourselves a ball game. And with less than 2.5 to go, Luke Kennard dishes to Grayson Allen. Nothing but net from NBA range, silences the crowd at the Carrier Dome. But here come John Gillen and the Orange. In the lane, high degree of difficulty, ties it up. 37 seconds left in the ball game. It'll all come down to this. 10 seconds left. Cuse, tie game with Duke. Syracuse gets the rebound off the missed Kennard shot. They've got to hurry. John Gillen streaks towards glory, lobs the shot, banks it in. Syracuse defeats Duke off the John Gillen buzzer beater. That'll be all she wrote, 78-75. Let's take a listen at what Jim Boeheim had to say about his star point guard's performance.
He's been there when he's good. We haven't lost when he's been good, and he was really good tonight.
Tyus threw it to me like we had like 20 seconds left. So I was like, I look up, we had 5, and I was like, dang, I try to speed up the court, and 3 people were on me. I was like, I could get this off, and I kept my elbow in, followed through, and it went in.
Did you see it going?
Yeah, I saw it going.
Okay, and then what was your immediate reaction?
I was like, dang, I made that? I was just happy. I was like, we needed that one, man.
At least he did what we wanted to do, take the ball and go down and try to get a shot.
The win dramatically improves Syracuse's NCAA tournament resume. Most bracketologists have SU right on the edge of the tournament bubble. Well, the last time we saw Syracuse men's lacrosse in action, Nick Mariano ripped an off-balance fadeaway laser beam past Albany's goalkeeper to give the Orange a last-second victory. Mariano was remarkably the only attack man to score for Syracuse in the game. Here's what head coach John Desko thinks that his team needs to do, and he thinks it just needs to slow down a little bit on offense.
Midfield. I think you saw guys like Sergio Salcido had 13 shots in the midfield, and I think that was their game plan. So yeah, we wanted to be more involved. I didn't think we shot well. Again, I think that we need to be more patient offensively. You know, part of the reason they didn't score is they didn't lack of opportunities, and the reason we had lack of opportunities, we were taking shots really early within the offense, and not getting a chance for our offense to get comfortable and work the ball around and get better shots.
In a little under an hour, it's senior night in the Carrier Dome for the Syracuse women's basketball team. It's the last time SU guards Brittany Sykes and Alexis Peterson take the floor at home. The dynamic duo has all but etched in stone their case as the best backcourt in the country. Peterson and Sykes are the only players in America who rank inside the top 25 in scoring on the same team. Tip-off with Wake Forest tonight is set for 7 o'clock. Elsewhere this weekend, Syracuse looks to win its second straight ACC track and field championship. Cuse kills it in the long-distance races. Sydney Lier has the fastest mile time in South Bend so far. Adam Palomar enters the men's final mile race as the favorite. Three-time All-American Justin Knight will not race the mile. He'll opt instead to save his energy for the men's 3,000 and 5,000 meter races. In the NBA, the 3 o'clock trade deadline has come and gone, and some teams look very different than before the All-Star break. Today, a few big names are on the move. Philadelphia traded away former lottery pick Nerlens Noel to Dallas in exchange for 2 players and a 2018 first-round pick. Tyler Ennis, you might remember the former Syracuse star, was dealt to the Lakers from the Rockets. The Knicks stayed quiet, but the Nets nabbed power forward Chris McCullough from Washington. And guys, going back to the Duke game, huge implications in the tournament. We're going to have to see how it shakes down in the next 2 games, but it really boosts their resume heading into ACC play.
It really does, Chris. And Maria and I just have one question.
Right, so with the big win last night, does SU make the tournament?
If they beat Wake Forest, I think yes, but there's a good chance that they might lose at Louisville. So it all comes down to Wake Forest.
Well, thank you so much. And my fingers are crossed. We'll be right back.
Hey, Hard, what's this? That's my resignation letter. You're resigning? Why? Because you're constantly ignoring me. You're half as active as you used to be, and you eat stuff like this. You've been putting me under a lot of pressure lately. That's why I'm ready to quit. I forgot. I'll do better. Please, don't quit on me. Okay. But remember, it's not what you say. It's what you do.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you.
Let's go for a walk.
Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
Look at you. You're at the top of your game. You're unstoppable. Nothing can throw you off track. Wait, is that your car? Uh-oh. Yeah, I saw that coming. That will throw you off track. You're looking at around 10 grand in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. Let's try this again. Smart move. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Here we go. We're gonna go out there in the rain. Gonna get wet. All right, here we go. Okay, quick. Oh yeah, yes. So much fun. Mwah. We're getting so wet.
So Jack, tell me, what should I wear tomorrow? What should we expect weather-wise?
Well, guys, tomorrow morning it's going to be rainy, about a 70% chance of rain consistently throughout the early morning hours if you have class. I would definitely put on some rain boots, a rain jacket, because it's still going to be in the 40s. So we're not going to have that 50, 60 degree temperature that we had today until later in the day.
Will it clear it out by tomorrow night, though? Or will it still be pretty rainy? Okay.
It is very likely that it's going to clear out by tomorrow night for Friday night.
All right, sounds good to me. Sounds like a great weekend.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say.
Thank you so much, Jack. And coming up on OTN, we've got On the Bench at 6:30, followed by Juice and Java at 7.
And then make sure to tune in to a new live episode of our political talk show, Talking Points, at 7:30. And that's all the time we have tonight. Make sure to follow us on Twitter and Facebook at CitrusTV News. I'm Maria Sinti.
And I'm Jamie Weiss. Have a great night, Syracuse.